All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome to another episode of Jeff Who Reads Wikipedia or Jeff Reads Wikipedia. I am Jeff Who Reads Wikipedia. Uh, right off the bat, if you're a fan of this content, please hit the subscribe button, smash that subscribe button, as they always say in these YouTube videos. Hey, yo, 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 smash that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment. What kind of topic do you want me to cover next on Jeff Reads Wikipedia? Freaking just grinding it out, doing my thing. Tried testing some new software yesterday, did not work out. Was not pleased with that. Got some more Pizza Punk coming. Tomorrow is the YouTube premiere of 1979. Keep your eyes peeled. Please subscribe to the channel. Go to the thing is up. The premiere is set. So go and hit the little alarm clock thing, the reminder thing to be reminded when 1979 drops tomorrow on YouTube. It'll stream. It's 3 hours long, so it will be streaming live for 3 hours. So please engage in the chat. There are multiple ways to support the creation of this content. They're in the comments below. Additionally, there is like a little thing off to the side. If you buy a sticker, that's like a great way to support, yada, yada, yada. All that and more. So for today's Wikipedia article, I have something very interesting, macabre, I would say. Just sort of like something that I don't know, just I never really thought about this in this way. A terrifying conundrum, really. I don't know if it's a conundrum, it's not a mystery, but here it goes. Let's not bury the lead. I love it when on a podcast or in general you bury the lead and yet you can see it right there. You see right there in the title what the thing is. So why are you burying the lead for? We're here to talk today about grain entrapment. What kind of topic is that? Grain entrapment? Yeah, grain entrapment or grain engulfment occurs when a person becomes submerged in grain and cannot get out without assistance. It most frequently occurs in grain bins and other storage facilities such as silos or grain elevators, or in grain transportation vehicles, but has also been known to occur around any large quantity of grain, even freestanding piles outdoors. Usually, unstable grain collapses suddenly, wholly, or partially burying workers who might be within it. Entrapment occurs when victims are partially submerged but cannot remove themselves. Engulfment occurs when they are completely buried within the grain. Engulfment has a very high fatality rate. Okay, this is like blowing my mind. This blows my mind. What? Like, so it's like imagine being a little kid and you run up a hill. You're like, oh, look at this giant hill. Let's like run up it and play it. Imagine if that's made out of grain and then the kid falls into the grain. It's like quicksand. Grain engulfment is like quicksand. You fall into the grain and there's like, I guess it's like suction gets created and you can't get out. You have to imagine that's happened to children on several occasions. That terrifies me. This is terrifying. Absolutely morbid. While death rate from workplace accidents on American farms has declined in the first decade of the 21st century, grain entrapment deaths have not, reaching an all-time high of 26 in 2010. So 26 people fell into grain silos in some way, shape, or form. And you can see a little picture here off to the side. We'll go to the Google search to better get a better view of what is happening in that situation. Very quickly, agricultural organizations have worked to protect them and improve rescue techniques. So, you need rescue techniques. It's grain. You can't just. You'd think you could just be able to pull yourself out, but you can't. And they try to spread awareness amongst farmers of prevention methods. Primary among these is a federal regulation that forbids opening an auger, or the other opening at the bottom of a grain storage facility while someone is known to be walking down the grain. Hey, John, voice of doom, what's up, man? Yes, I will. I very much will. I see no one is watching anymore, so I will, John. Freaking blah, 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 primary among these methods. Right. We already got there. So basically there's like a trap door. There's an opening at the bottom of the grain storage facility where someone is known to be walking down the grain within. I guess that helps to keep people from walking down the grain. Smaller family farms, however, are exempt from most federal labor regulations specific to agriculture, and no safety regulations govern children working for their parents. So kids probably get hurt. In 2011, the U.S. Department of Labor proposed sweeping new regulations that would have changed this, prohibiting underage workers from entering silos and other provisions. They were withdrawn after protests from farmers and politicians on both U.S. parties. So I guess it's like, it's like, dude, I need my kid to do this stuff for, you know, grain silos. Like I can't. And here it is. This is what it looks like, man. This is what grain entrapment looks like. Look at that. There's your diagram right there. So you get stuck. You're standing on top, you get sucked underneath, and you can't get out. Look at that. That's like a dummy getting trapped under there. Look here. So you literally have, so check this out. You have 2 to 3 seconds to react, 4 to 5 seconds until you're trapped, and 22 seconds until you're completely covered. How about that? 3 common ways that engulfment occurs. 1, when you stand on moving or flowing grain, it can shift like quicksand, burying you in seconds. 2, moisture or mold can cause grain to clump and form a crust or a bridge on the surface of the grain pile. As grain is unloaded, an empty space can form under the bridge and then collapse if you attempt to cross it. So that's what happens. It feels more sturdy than it is, and you get sucked in. Grain that has accumulated on the side of the bin, so if you're digging, can unexpectedly collapse, right? So, I mean, God, could you imagine that final moments trapped? I mean, you're smothered. You're essentially smothered to death by grain, by corn. Death by corn is what it is. All right, let's see here. I'm not going to read about rescue. I don't know. Prevention, education, statistical trends outside the U.S. Regular. I mean, this is not as interesting as I thought it was going to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be more. Here's something. Levels of, so you need to have certain like levels in carbon monoxide levels to keep the grain safe, for prevention. The best way to prevent grain entrapments is zero entry. So it's kind of like pregnancy. The only 100% proven method for not getting pregnant is abstinence, right? Well, the only way to not get grain entrapment is zero entry. The near or complete elimination of any reasons to enter a grain storage facility. This can be accomplished primarily by storing grain properly. If kept at the proper moisture level of 14% or less and protected from the elements, grain will not form any kind of clumps that create grain bridges or any other areas of unequal density within and require clearance. So that's what happens. If you keep everything the way it's supposed to be, there's no clumping, and then nobody ever needs to go in the grain silo for any reason. And you would think if they do go into the grain silo, why aren't they going in with a cord? And if they do go into a grain silo, why are they not freaking why is there no buddy system here? 26 avoidable deaths. Horrifying deaths, I might add. You're like, oh, it's not that. It's freaking terrifying, man. You're literally drowning to death. You're smothering to death in grain, in the darkness. It's something else. So that's it for Jeff, who reads Wikipedia. Again, I don't know if John Voice of Doom is still here, but I will check that out. I just backed up. Got to call that guy anyway about a bunch of things. What should I read next, guys? What's the next thing that should be read on Wikipedia? Let me know in the comments. Like the video, smash the subscribe button, yada yada yada. 1 2 3 XYZ. You know me. And tune in next week. I'm trying to do videos every day. I know if I could do one video every day, I'm gonna be, it's good for the grind, and I just want to grind. So stay aware of things to come. I started doing the Jeff show again. We talked about 5 films that I would like to see Quentin Tarantino remake. We're gonna do another one about Star Wars really soon, so check that out. just hit the 10-minute mark on this video, which is fine. I'm gonna end it here. So peace and hair grease. Thank you for